Hello everybody, I hope everyone can hear me well. Can we just confirm that the audio is good? Just type in at the chat. Just type in at the chat if the audio is good. Also, I have created a poll which basically asks which level Bitcoin will hit first in your opinion, 80k or 60k. So if you want, just answer to that as well, and we're gonna get started with all these things. I have created Is the chat good? Can everyone hear me? Audio is good. Okay. Okay guys, so first I'm gonna just start with Bitcoin on the low time frame, and then I'm gonna move into the high time frame. Can I just get a few W's in the chat? Type in W. I just want to pick up the chat rate. Let's see how it goes. Also, everyone that wants to join the Telegram, Discord, it's free. You can join anytime you want. I also have shared my course for free. If you want to learn for free, feel free to do so. So, one chat, second chat, third. So just 3 or 4 people. What's going on today? Can we get some W's in the chat, guys? Come on. About Bitcoin. So, obviously, just to recap on the move up, I have spoken about this. Usually the CME open. So Sunday to Monday, as you can see, we started moving up. So this is generally giving a bullish tone for Monday, and if you have a bullish tone for Monday, generally the rest of the week is gonna be bullish. And surprisingly, Bitcoin has been holding amazingly today, to be honest. Comparing like the drop in the stock market, it just held amazingly that area. But overall, anyway, we moved up from here, which I did have a long from this level over here. I even dropped it in the Telegram. Just give me a second. It was a very, very technical level. Let me just find it quickly. Just to give you a quick recap of that. I'm an old guy. Yeah, I guess there we go. So in the Telegram I did post this. So overall look for 65,800, 65,250, that box over here. What happened? We came down into it. I did took the long. Over here I did highlight it as well so everyone can know about it. And then later on I did took a long from that area. 65,900 was my entry. So yeah, pretty much the bottom from over here. At the moment I have no open long position. Now this move up, as I said, the CME is giving a bullish tone for Monday, and Monday essentially is gonna give a bullish tone for the rest of the week. We moved up, very, very technical move into the daily level, 73,150, also the naked point control, exactly rejection. Then we formed some kind of a compression. Okay, so the first sign of weakness, just to recap on the low time frames, because there's a lot of questions, how do you spot like weakness on low time frames, etc. Now before you look into market structure shift, what you can be looking into is change in the state of delivery, which obviously happened over here. Okay, so in this area, I did spoke about it in the private network. I don't want to lose and show you chats, it makes no serving neither to you nor to me, but I spoke about this change in state of delivery over here, which actually gave us a nice move down. But overall, yes, I'm talking about this compression. Yeah, so this is the compression, we broke it down. Now this Ether, it can be like a fake out, and we can consolidate here for a while, come down into this box, move up, and then continue with the move up. Of course, this can be a scenario. However, due to that break of this compression to the downside and the stock market as well, it's not looking the best for continuation as we speak. However, this view up has been defended as we speak, so it is the anchored view up from that low. It's similar to the weekly view up. Let's just see. Yeah, so the weekly view up is a bit higher, so I do put more importance to the weekly view up, to be honest. So if we reclaim that, it's gonna be okay, but if we don't, we simply look into a few of these boxes, essentially low, high. This is your dealing range, you have the premium, you have the discount. This is like a mid of the range, so it's a bit tricky to take a trade in these boxes. However, if you take a look on the TPO charts, so you can see these single prints, we have left a poor low, so most likely we're gonna get another push to the downside at the moment as we speak, because we have left a poor low. We have single prints up here, we have a naked time point control and a poor low and a poor low as well. So in my personal opinion, on the low term time frames, we're gonna come down to 66.5. I'm not looking for a long as we speak, just because of the metrics and the time market profile. Yeah, it just doesn't look the best in my personal opinion. However, as I'm speaking about this is just on low time frames. Coming into 66.5, this is a bit of a tricky level in my personal opinion, because here you have a high, here got back tested the high, and coming into that area again, you have to be a bit careful, because it's just an obvious place. Usually if you have like an obvious place, you don't get the best reactions. Even if you get like a reaction, it can be a tricky one and it can continue down lower. In my personal opinion, the best single level, if you take a look from the October low up to the current high, and if you take a look at the OT, it's coming into this area, below this low, below this low, below this low. This is gonna be a very good area. And here we have single prints as well. So you can fill these single prints into 63k and continue higher. I'm not saying this will happen. The first level which I'm gonna be looking at is the 66.5. I believe we're gonna go there on the lower term time frames. And then we can continue our push to the upside. In terms of a trend, right now you are in a bullish trend, and the things which you want to remain above is this. So if you look at the trend line from this low to this low, it has a very nice 45-degree angle. And also if you take a look from this low to this low, it has like more like 55-60 degrees, which is good as well to be maintained. Overall, you're looking into so to speak, a right translated cycle. So yeah, right now you're fighting to put in a low for November, because think about it, today is 31st of October. If we look in the previous months, what's happening? When was this high? 29.30, and you put the low in about a 10th, and here it was like the 3rd. What happened over here? You topped out pretty much again 26th of August, end of the month, and then the first or the second week you put in the low. So we're doing very similar scenario again. It's pretty much the same thing. Top out at the end of the month. Why? Because you create a monthly candle. Think about it. How is a candle created? You either have open, low, high, and close, or you have open, high, low, and close. So either way, the monthly candles on Bitcoin right now as we speak are created. Just look at them. The way you create a monthly candle the past couple of months: open, low, high, and close. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. So you open the month, you put in the low, then you go for the high, then you go for the close. I'm not gonna go into that theory right now. I just want to explain to you that the next levels which you have to be looking on. Also, the daily right now is shifting into a bearish directional bias as we speak. This is gonna be the first bearish directional candle if it closes like this. So in terms of a daily horizontal level, the first one is here, as I said, 66.5, and then the next one is here, 63k. So yeah, on the lower time frames at the moment it is not looking the strongest, judging by the single prints and the poor low that was being left. In terms of volume, something that I want to make you guys aware of, how do you know if there's gonna be a sign of weakness or strength? So first thing which you want to be looking at is the previous week value area high. So this is something you do not want to be accepted in, because if you be accepted into previous week value area high, you're gonna have a rotation to previous week value area low. But in this range, it's very tight. Yeah. So if you take a look at the volume profile, pretty much the value area high is coming in here around that high. But yeah, most likely you are looking into the 66.5 region. However, I'm just saying for everyone here to know it, that usually you get rotations into previous week value areas. So yeah, here is a bit tight, but you can use this usually. Now, another thing which I like to look at is the volume profile. So if you take a look on the weekly, let just load. So on the weekly volume profile, you have previous week naked point of control at 67,100. So this is a good area. Also, if you take a look on the monthly, the October point of control is coming in here as well. So yeah, you can see here we have most of the volume. Here we have not that much of a volume. So usually by theory, price is gonna shift between this area and this area. But yeah, at the moment we're most likely looking down to 67, 66.5. That's on the low term time frame. And if you lose that as well, just look down here to 63. Now, before losing any more time, I'm not saying that we're gonna go to 63. The first area is this one. If we lose this, we can look down to this. This is about the low term time frames. Let's look at the high term time frames, because everything is nice on the low term time frames, but what's going on the high ones? Let me just clean up a few things. So in terms of Elliott waves, so this is my current count at the moment. Let me just walk you through. So when we started the bear market, very clean A, B, C pattern. followed by 535. So 5 impulses, 3 corrections, 5 impulses, 3 corrections, and then the bull market starts. Essentially, wave 1, wave 3, wave 5, A, B, C. That's your first bigger wave. Then you have the third wave from 24 to 73. Then you put the fourth one to 48, from 73 to 48, and now you're entering into this fifth wave, which is going to be the final stage. That's my personal opinion about it. But in terms of targets, so you did put a very technical low over here at 49, very nice sweep of 50k, and also these lows A, B, C. Now this is the measurement which I have. So the first measurement is between the range low, which we did put in, and the range high. So essentially this is a 25k range. Essentially, if we do break above it, we're looking at 25k increase as well. So if you measure it from the high, 25k is gonna give us 99,100. But before that, you do have the other 1618 box, to put it that way. So this is coming at about 83, 84. So yeah, for wave 5, the first thing which you want to be looking at is this one, and then the second one is going to be 99. Anything in between, in my opinion, I wouldn't be looking at 86, 87, 88. I just want to look either at this or at the 100. In terms of a local Elliott wave, we're right now into wave 1, in my opinion. We're due to create the wave 2, and then we're gonna go for the third. But yeah, at the moment this right here doesn't look like 1, 2, and to be in for the 3, because this is a very short one, and this has taken so much time. Look, from September to November, this is taking so much time. This is not one impulse, because if this is wave 3, why wave 3 is so long in time compared to this one? Usually wave 1 should be the shortest, and then third one should be the longest. In terms of a local Elliott wave, I'm shifting more towards like this being wave 1, we're due for wave 2, or perhaps something like, there's a few options, but overall I want to stick to the high term time frames. So yeah, on the high term time frames, as I said, look either at 84, 85, which in my opinion, I do not think that Bitcoin will top out at this level. I believe that Bitcoin is gonna go into 6 figures. And speaking of which, I'm gonna say my predictions for like 6 months. So 5 predictions. So the first prediction which I do have is the following: Bitcoin equals tech. And if the tech run continues, this means that you're gonna have an AI bull run. And if you have an AI bull run, how is an AI bull run being powered? By electricity. This means you're gonna have much more expensive electricity. So if you have much more expensive electricity, this means you're gonna have a transition which has been happening at the moment. If you look at the power plants in Europe, let's say, they have these green policies and all that BS, protect the environment, which I fully back up, but this is not working. And the reason it's not working is because you need to have a big productivity of electricity. And in order to do that, you do need nuclear power sources. And this is the reason why all the big tech companies and also a few banks, they have started their own nuclear power stations. So Google did invest, I believe, 50 billion into creating their own nuclear power plant, because they do know that there's gonna be a run into the AI scheme, and this means that you're gonna have much more expensive electricity. Which leads me to the second following thing. Tesla is gonna outperform all the tech stocks in 2025, and it's gonna be a similar situation with Tesla in next year that we did so with Nvidia this year. So next year, most likely Nvidia is gonna go into a sideways cycle, and Tesla is gonna go into a super cycle. So if I open up two charts, if you look at Tesla, at the moment it is creating it is spending a lot of time at the value area high. And if something is spending a lot of time at the value area high, most likely it's gonna break out. So yeah, this thing just needs to break out of this consolidation. It's gonna be up to the moon. This is gonna happen when? Most likely when Elon Musk takes over the US government. So yeah, this is Nvidia right now. This is Tesla right now. In my personal opinion, Tesla is gonna reach $600-700 per share. Similar situation as to 2021. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens with that. I believe once Elon Musk takes over the US government, we're gonna see Tesla outperforming all the tech stocks. Next prediction which I do have is about Ethereum. So Ethereum, in my opinion, because it has the best developers, it has the, you know, all the developers in crypto, pretty much right now what they're doing, they're creating project bot on Solana because they get paid well, which does make sense. But on the long term time frame, they're not gonna be looking into creating any Ponzi's or scams or meme coins. They wanna be having like a sustainable career, which they can do in Ethereum. So because Ethereum has the best developers and best fundamentals, and it's actually the largest blue chip right now, it's also the representative for the layer ones. In my opinion, Ethereum is gonna win in the end. And when the run for altcoin is gonna start, once Bitcoin is above 80k. So yeah, in my opinion, Ethereum is gonna top out next year in about 7-8k. If we're looking into Bitcoin coming into 6 figures, Ethereum is gonna go to 7 or 8k next year. And that's about Ethereum. And the fourth prediction, the fourth one is gonna be Elon Musk once he's in control into the government in the US, which most likely he will. Keep in mind that what he will do, he's gonna create a monopoly in the artificial intelligence. Because think about it, everyone, what they're doing is they try to control the AI. Why? Well, in my personal opinion, because government and AI, they need to coexist, but they cannot coexist in the same reality. You know, one is gonna want to control the other. So either AI is gonna want to control the government, or the government is gonna want to control the AI. And because Elon Musk knows the danger, he's trying to play the good soldier into the bad soldier into a good soldier, because in my opinion, he doesn't have like the best intentions, but at the moment he's on the good side. We don't know how this will change. However, keep in mind that the government in the US wants to have full control in the AI, because everything that I'm saying right now is connected to AI. So yeah, Elon Musk, government control, which means AI control, monopoly in the AI industry. And then the fifth prediction, the point that we're gonna reach the maximum amount of greed next year is gonna be either in April 2025, or the maximum point of greed is gonna be in October, November 2025. It's one of these two. I don't know which one exactly because I don't have a crystal ball, but I do believe next time that greed is gonna peak is gonna be either in April or in October/November. These are my 5 predictions for 2025. Have I missed anything? No, that's it. So yeah, I have spoke about the low term time frame, the high term time frame, 5 predictions. Let's look at the polls. The poll, 75% of people believe Bitcoin is gonna go to 80k first, and 25% of people believe Bitcoin is gonna go to 60k first. Let's look at the chat. Honestly, 7-8k for ETH seems low for me as top when the previous bull reached 5k. Yes, I do agree with this, and maybe you're right. Maybe it goes to God knows what. If we take a look at the total, so this is the total chart. Essentially, the total is very similar. The total 2. The total 2 is very similar to Ethereum right now. But in terms of Elliott wave, it's very obvious as well. Wave 1, A, B, C. Wave 3, A, B, C, D, E. Right now you're creating the 1, 2, and you're gonna go for the third one. And of course, the third one is gonna go like third, fourth, and fifth. But in terms of time, because this is more important for me, in terms of time, look into the April. Be more focused on time. because the fourth quarter of this year is gonna go into a distributional phase for everybody that accumulated into the third quarter of the year. So all the accumulation done in Q3 is gonna be distributed into Q4 and Q1. I have some alarm going on. Let's take a look. Yep, there we get a new low. Let's do some Q&A, guys. Ask me anything that you want to know. Q&A starting now. So yeah, everyone that asks a question in the chat, anything, doesn't matter what it is, health, fitness, charts, trading, investing, making money, just ask me anything, bitches, whatever you want, no problem. By the way, I do have a fight coming on the 14th of December. Anyone that's in London, you can DM me on Discord. I will get you to watch the fight into the place. 14th of December, I do have a fight, so if you want to join, just DM me. By the way, I'm one of these people that never hide itself. Anyone that wants to meet me, they can do it anytime in person, no problem at all. I live in London and Sofia, Bulgaria, so anyone that wants to meet me in person, no issues at all. I love the online personas because they promote scams and do like, you know, Ponzi's and stuff. It's anyway, forget about it. First question: don't you think the bull flag breakout is too visible and obvious? Well, that's a good point, and I do believe that because everyone believes it's too visible and obvious, most likely it's gonna play out. On the high term time frames, patterns work. Even though it seems dubious and stupid, they do work. You know, if you take a look at, let's say, BitsUSD on Coinbase, look at this. Back in 2018, all the market participants in the market, they were seeing this triangle, right? All of them, they were seeing that. In the end, it did play out. And later on over here, you do have like an inverse head and shoulders on the daily time frame, which it did play out as well. So even if something is visible, doesn't mean it's not gonna play out. Hi Nico, thanks for the nice overview. Why do you expect top months for next year to be either April or November? Yeah, the reason for that is very simply, if you combine technicals and fundamentals, and if you come out with some theories, you do come out at the following theory called quarterly theory, so you can look into it. Generally speaking, how do the quarters develop throughout the year? And this has been very obvious, especially for Bitcoin. They do play out in insane amount of precision. So generally speaking, due to this theory, I do believe Q4 is going to be a distributional phase, and usually Q4 and Q1, they replicate each other, which means that if you go into distributional phase, to have a distributional phase, you need to have higher prices. And this increase in the price is going to continue until April. That's the logic behind it. If you involve seasonality, if you involve technicals, if you involve fundamentals, you do come at the same conclusion. About November, because we did have a similar scenario in 2021. If you do remember, the top in 2021, it did happen in April. You did have like kind of a similar accumulation, and then in the end of Q3, beginning of Q4, you did come for that distribution. You did top out at the 15th of November, and then the bear market started. But the greed point was in April. It wasn't here. That's why I'm saying that the greed point, not the top of the cycle. I'm speaking about the greed point, because you can have a similar situation when first you reach like the top greed and euphoria, and then you lose that. Also, if you take a look at, let me just show you something quickly. I see there's more questions. Just give me a second to answer to this one. So if you take a look at Google Trends, type in BTC, if you take a look at worldwide past 5 years, right now it is picking up because the prices are going up, but overall it's very low. It's nothing like what's been over here. So yeah, you're kind of entering this stage at this point. how long are you trading and after what time you start to get profitable? I've been trading since 2020. How long, how much time did it took? About 2 years and a half, 3. Like 2020, 2021 and 2022 probably mid end. This is when it was like, okay, we're good, you know. So yeah, about 3 years. But I've spent lots of time studying. I've done a crazy amount of work, you know. So at the moment I make things look easy, but it's not easy. So it's gonna take some time. Most people believe they're gonna be profitable in 1 year, 2 years. It's a long process. And if you think about it, for profitability, I see lots of people quit very quickly because they don't see fast success. Because nowadays with social media, you want everything to come fast, quick, and easy. But in real life, that's not the way it works. My advice is look at the statistics. What are the statistics? 90% of people lose money. Yes, but this is the people that are trading in the first year. If you go into the second one, 80% losing money. If you look into what is the percentage of people that lose money in trading on their third year, it's about 60%. So if you take 4 years, there's 50-50 chance you're gonna be consistently profitable. I don't know. Bitcoin looks like a giant distribution. The time it spent consolidation, think it's too much for the uptrend it had from 15k. In my opinion, it does look more like accumulation, you know, especially after the halving, which did happen around that time. You do have like a mid-cycle top, which happens usually. Like over here, you had the same thing, mid-cycle top, then went sideways for a while. Before that, in 2016, I believe you did have like a similar scenario. But yeah, this is just a mid-cycle top, and trust me, Nasdaq is gonna continue going up. Nasdaq is gonna probably reach like 22k in about after the election, which means tech is gonna continue to boom, which means Bitcoin is gonna continue to boom. I do not believe Bitcoin is gonna go anywhere below 50k anytime soon. Even I don't think it's gonna go below 55k, to be honest, anytime soon. Let's see. Nice explanation of the seasonality and quarterly theory. You're welcome, Chris, and good to see you, brother. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything is good with you, and I hope you're healthy and well, man. Good to see you. Rosen is asking, if the AI narrative you explained unfold, it's logical to have an AI coin leader, which will bring bigger returns compared to Ethereum, maybe FET. Yes, it does make sense, and I agree with you. So FET did a complete rebrand, and as you can see, it's in my purple folder. You know, I am looking at this very closely. So I do agree with you. Just take a look at something. But yeah, in terms of coins, FET is looking good at the moment. Another coin which is alright, RNDR, because they did rebranding as well. Let me just see, where did they do it? I believe they did it on Binance, if I'm not mistaken. I'll just take a look. RNDR USDT. Render, yeah, they went from RNDR to render. That's what they did. That's the rebrand, render. But yeah, in my opinion, you can make like a basket for AI coins. So like FET, and just trade them like a giant index. So if you're thinking about investing into AI coins, my advice, of course, non-financial advice, the best way you can do it, because you don't know which coin is gonna run, and you don't want to be too heavy weighted into one coin, get like 3 or 4 coins. And whatever money you want to invest into the AI coins, just treat it like an index. So let's say, an example, 1k, 4 coins divided by 4, put 250 in each coin. That's the best way in my opinion, but a few selected winners, probably FET, RNDR, for sure. Let's take a look at something else. Categories, let's take a look. Give me a second. Sorry, I'm just an old guy. I just want to give you an example. Yeah, so the FED rebranding, Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, it's mixed up with a couple of coins. So yeah, Tau is good one. Tau, FED, Arkham, pretty much that's it. These ones down here, they're more like bet. So if you do put some money, anything below the 100, it's gonna be like a bet. Besides Arkham Intelligence, super used software. In terms of fundamentals, Arkham is amazing, and it's a new coin as well. You wanna be putting your money with the new coins. So anything that came out after 2022, 2023, after the bear market, any coin that is created after the bear market is good. What's your opinion about Ton? Ton is looking great. It's into the range lows. Let me just show you. So yeah, if you take a look at Ton, come on. I swear it was part of this list over here. Let me just see. Ton USDT. I did have a chart on it. Where did it go? No, it's not this one, but this one can work as well. So over here you do have range over here. Okay, so very clear range. Most likely because of the increase in the Bitcoin dominance, you're gonna have a move down into these lows. Most likely you're gonna come into the OT, and then later on you're gonna come into distributional phase. Sorry for the alerts and the noise, guys. We have some noise from Iran as well. But yeah, at the moment you're looking into this kind of accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So yeah, in my personal opinion, Ton is looking alright. You can be looking for buys in this box and then move up into here. Let's take a look at the OKX. Let's take a look. Oh, there we go. That's the chart which I'm looking for. KuCoin. Okay, so overall, as you can see here, I have marked out this level as key 460, but this is a very obvious level, guys. The thing which I have spoken about and I've been so vocal about, when you see a level which is being very obvious, be very careful with it. So 460, very obvious level. You do have anchored VWAPs from the beginning of the trend in this area, but the area, the overall area, not level, area. Just look at areas. More important thing in trading are areas, not levels. If you look at a level, it can be like a volume point of control, but anything outside of a volume point of control, you should be looking for an area. So this is an example. You see this break over here? So this is the breaker. And as I said, look at the OT. Where is the OT coming at? If you take a look at from the low in the previous October, and if you take a look at the highs, it's coming into this area, kind of the breaker. So yeah, this is definitely a good area to be looking at. 460, mark it out as key. In terms of horizontal levels, so a bit of a red flag right now is that you did come below this monthly. You back tested it as a resistance, and with the increase in the Bitcoin dominance, take a look at the BitCD, it's coming into the 60% area. So most likely Bitcoin dominance is going to come into the 60% region, which means that Ethereum Bitcoin is going to continue going down. And also it is looking as it's gonna go down. Why? So if you take a look at this previous range, Valera high accepted and back tested on the weekly. Take a look at the weekly candle, back tested it. So yeah, it is looking forward to the point of control, which is coming into 0.031, which means increase in Bitcoin dominance, which means altcoins are gonna get a bit more hurt, but it's okay, just short form pain, nothing to be afraid of. Any spot position should be held nicely and well, and don't worry about it, it's gonna be fine. All these minuses that you see, they're just temporary, don't worry about them. One of the best altcoins which you do recommend looking is Pepe as well. Pepe, the most used meme is funny, it's hilarious, everyone uses it. I do recommend looking into Pepe. Take a look at the current chart. We did come into the single prints, which I was talking about. But right now I wouldn't take a trade, as I say. I'm looking for a bit lower. Maybe we get it or don't, I don't know. But that's it. Should we continue with the Q&A? Is there any more questions? What are your OT fib levels compared to the golden pocket, and why do you prefer OT to GP? So yeah, the GP, because it got, you know, so well known. So the OT, it's simply 61866 plus 706. So what I have seen recently in the past couple of months is that the 706 and the 66 is better combo than the golden pocket. So if you take a look over here, I don't even have the golden pocket anymore to be seen in my templates. So the golden pocket, for those that don't know, is simply 618 and 66. It's just simply this area. But the OT is the same thing, but including 706. So OT means optimal trade entry. It's a retrace. So yeah, this is the best thing in my personal opinion right now as we speak. This is what I prefer. This is what I've been using for a while, and it gives you also a bit of a longer, bigger box to be looking at, because sometimes what can happen is you can be looking at the golden pocket and you just like this, and then you lose it, and then you lose it, you go down a bit lower, then you reclaim it, and then you're like, are we bouncing from the golden pocket to something below that? And most of the times it's actually the 706. So yeah, think about that as well. This is what I've been using. Just because it's you know, back in the days, 2020, 2021, 618 and 66 was the golden pocket combination, but it just, with time, you know. What indicators do you use in TradingView for single prints, and with what settings? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. For the single prints, come on. Yeah, for the single prints, what I'm using at just the TPO charts. Settings, row size automatic, value area 70%, and I do make my value area high and value area low to not expand. In terms of, sorry, this for the volume profile, for the TPO chart, I have made all these on tick, so check. So yeah, yeah, these are my settings. Just remember to keep this on automatic, but it's very good for week as well. It's very good for week as well. So if you take a look on the weekly, here you have a poor weekly low, which most of the times it's a magnet, you know, if you take a look at previous examples. So yeah, an example, previous week, poor weekly high, magnet. An example over here, poor weekly high, magnet in the coming weeks. So anything, yes, this right now is a magnet, but you don't have to come that low, because you're currently far away from that. So yeah, anything that like weekly poor high or poor low is gonna be a magnet. So yeah, right now this is a magnet. In which route Tyson KO Jake Paul? Good question, man, but I really don't know. It's gonna be a very interesting fight, to be honest. And good question, man. Thank you for asking that. It makes you think. So in my personal opinion, Tyson is gonna win against Jake Paul because he's trading hard. Like, just this guy just doing an amazing job. I don't know which round he's gonna KO Jake. Maybe he doesn't, because Jake, he can take punches. He's training hard as well. Jake is, he's very different than his brother. His brother Logan, he's kind of a puppet, but Jake is very different in my opinion. I don't know if he's gonna get KO'd or not, because Tyson, keep in mind, he's old guy now as well. Also for the TPO, just to mention, you can be using on the monthly time frame as well. So yeah, the monthly is coming into this area. Yeah, where is your fight gonna be in London? My fight in London is gonna be in East London. It's Intercorp Championship. Do you have a link to a fight? There's no link, because there's not gonna be any recording of it besides our own. It's not gonna be online, it's not paid. Just Interclub, it's friendly, it's nothing professional. I don't fight professionally. I'm far from that. I do have more important things and it's not worth it to be fighting professional in my opinion, just because of my current stage of development in terms of person. I have more important things. Jake looks like a clown, but actually it's not bad in my opinion. Yeah, Jake is not bad. Jake is alright. As I said, he's very different than his brother. So yeah, smash him, bro. Yeah, it will be nice. We'll see how it goes. I've been preparing. Yesterday, man. To be honest, I had 3 hours sparring session. I went to the gym at 6, left there at 9. I left the place at 9, came back home 9:30. I had cramps on my feet. I was crumbling like a baby. I'm telling you, it's hard. It's not easy. People think it's easy, but it's not. Being, at the current shape and form, I mean, it's very hard to keep up. But it takes tremendous amount of work, which most people are not ready to do. Yesterday, 3 hours sparring session. Then I come back home, went to sleep, woke up, went to the gym this morning, did strength and conditioning training for 2 hours. Came back home, ate, went to sleep because I was absolutely wrecked. So I didn't even have the opportunity to trade today. But overall for the week, I'm doing good. An example, just show quickly. Okay, so this is my results for the week. This is the assets which I have traded: Nasdaq, ES, Bitcoin. Overall, I was focused on other things, not that much trading for me this week, but still I'm up 6.2 hours, which is alright. It's not bad. Yeah, let's continue with the Q&As, guys. Let's continue with the Q&A. Okay, I'm gonna end this poll. How old are you? I am 23. I'm about to be 24 in a month. Yeah, when I started trading, I was like 19, 20, so it's been a while. Do you think trading live account is not as smart as prop firm, considering the leverage and risk preservation? In my personal opinion, it's absolutely up to you. You can do both. In my personal opinion, the most amount of money you will make in trading is based on high term time frame predictions and just being right about them. Because if you take a look at how are the banks making money in trading, I want to try to find something. I was looking at it yesterday. Something called, it was working with one bank. Just give me a second, try to find. So Goldman Sachs. Okay. So look at this. Go into Google, write out Goldman Sachs 10K. So this is the annual report for Goldman Sachs, and this is their financial report. So in this document, you can see how much money they made from trading, how much money. It's 500 pages. Usually in about between 90 and 110 is the report for day trading activities. The most amount of money that the banks usually do is not from trading, day trading specifically. Day trading, even with hedge funds, there's a very low amount of money that are being put for day trading. Mostly it's high term time frame predictions. So bets that do play out in between 2 and 6 months. So this is the most amount of money you will make, but to do that you do need capital. Now if you don't have capital, that's a different story. In terms of trading, you can be doing prop firms or live account, but honestly it's much easier to start with prop firms, get some money, and then you can move into the high term time frame bets. But overall, keep in mind that prop firms, it's a very good option, it's safe. But think about it, if you pay $500 and get a 10k to trade with, because it's not 100k, from the 100k if you lose 10k, that's it. So basically you do have a 10k account. But yeah, every single month you can be making, if you get a 100k account, every single month you can add 1k easily. So this means like 10% profit. Every single month you can be making 1k extra income. But nowadays you can easily get funded with 10 different companies. So just to put the base minimum, 10 companies, or let's say 5 companies, okay. 5 companies, 200k accounts, so 20k, 5 times 20, 100, you do have 100k to trade with, you do make 10% per month easily, chill, relax. You have added 2 or 3k easily. That's it. You don't need to be flying in 50% per month, you know. Take it easy, you know. In my personal opinion, you can easily make 2, 3, 4, 5k per month with prop firms. But you just have to take it slow and steady. What are the top sources for information that you check weekly and daily? The answer to that, sources, I'm non-stop on Twitter. I'm literally glued to Twitter, and all the time there's information there. But if you're talking about websites, first website, vtnews.ai. So this is the first website. It's artificial intelligence built website. That's the first one. Then if you move into Twitter, there's like Grok, which you can ask for news. But speaking for websites, just to not go outside of this question, the answer to your question, vtnews.ai. The other one is kevinehag.com. So ehag.com, meet Kevin. It's very nice. You can see Roblox earnings, Peloton, and this is just data. You know, looking at data, every day there's different data being uploaded to the website, so this is very good as well. If we don't have capital, literally zero, just a few buffs for funded accounts, yeah, absolutely, just go for the prop firms and take it easy. You can go with FTMO or like funding pips, it's okay. Could be anything from institutional sites on subscription, free sites, favorite Twitter accounts, etc. You know what, I have built up here on the Discord. If you do come over here on tweets, yeah, so in tweets I have built up the accounts which I am following. So Cobesilator is good, Blockworks, Exotic, Trendspider, the blog. I have built most of the, not most, but probably every single person that you see here, I do follow personally, and I do have alerts on. And another thing which you want to definitely go, Entropia Intel. They do have a free Telegram which is gonna send you real-time alerts. So if you want, go and check them out. You know, Entropia Intel. This is probably the fastest and the most honest, artificially intelligent built Telegram channel, followed by Hedge. Let me just see which one was it. Let me just find it. I have lots of chats here. I don't want to keep some private. Infinity Hedge. Yeah, Infinity Hedge. That's the name. Infinity Hedge. Go and check them out. Any legit Twitter accounts to follow crypto trading topics? There is a few. I believe I do have them added in here. There was one guy. So yeah, Magus is good. Juno is good. Luke is good. Pretty much all the people that you do come in here and you do see them. Everyone that you see in here is good. Like, I have personally vetted everyone, so definitely go and check them out. Spend some time here, find the accounts. Everyone here is legit because I have personally added them. Like, I have looked into the profile, I like what they share, and yeah, I have vetted them. There is one guy, MK, as well, and there's a chart which he's posted recently. Branningham Barrett, he's very good as well. He's more for traditional markets. He's based here in London as well. He's part of Faxia Futures. So there's few accounts for traders which I have added, but yeah, not the most famous accounts. I don't like the famous guys. I believe they're controlled. But yeah, that's it. Is there any more Q&As guys that we can do? And I hope that I helped someone today with the information here. By the way, anyone that's in London and wants to get into trading more professionally, there's two places which you can do right now. So first place is gonna be Jane Street. They're hiring quant traders in terms of internship. So if you do have a mathematical background, you will go into quant trading and Python background as well. In Jane Street, they're looking for internships right now. Just for an example, in the US, they were doing an internship for quant traders, and so the payment, the salary just for quant trader internship was 150k per year. So one of the highest paying jobs in trading, if you do have mathematical knowledge and programming knowledge, high level knowledge, so to speak, you can get a 200 to 300k easily per year. Good stream, thanks. You happen every day, thank you. Muhammad, Rosen, you're welcome, guys. Is there anything else? But yeah, that's it from my side. Man, you're financially stable at 23 from trading. Crazy, I wish I could do that, 23. Stable is a hard word, to be honest. I'm not that stable because obviously dealing with trading, there's lots of stress, there's lots of lot of other things being involved. Stable is not the right word because in trading you can never be stable. Nothing is stable. But you have to be okay with that. You know, I'm fully okay with that and I'm at peace. Even if something goes wrong, it can be easily rebuilt, to speak. Because once you have the skill, it's okay. Even if everything goes bad tomorrow and go back to zero, it is no issue at all. Why? Because I do have the skill, go into prop firm. In 3 months I would have made 30-40k, then move on. You just have to be okay with that. And think about it, money is not an object. Like, never put money on as an objective. Have other things as your objective. Have other missions which you want to accomplish. Money in itself, I want to make this much, I want to make this much. This is a bad question. And I see a lot of people going into this kind of obsession with how much money they're gonna make. How do you deal with the stress from trading and high heart rate regardless of risk? Well, you just have to deal with it. You just have to be okay with that. I deal with it by being disciplined, by training, by doing a lot of work outside of trading, in terms of physical work. So I have always been someone that's literally taking the fitness to a high level, and this has helped me so much. Girls help sometimes, but how do you deal with poor sleep too? I don't have poor sleep, to be honest. I'm alright with my sleep. I sleep alright. Because most of the time I don't have overnight positions. I just don't. It's before maybe I did, but it's really bad for the sleep, and I want to have good sleep. So most of the time, just because I'm an intraday trader, most of the time I'm gonna have my positions closed by the end of the day. Even if I open up and trade like New York, I would get a few $100 move in Bitcoin, close it by the end of the night. That's it. Move on. Come tomorrow. Girls can help so that's true. You can never be life stable in trading, but protecting the capital is key. So you have capital to trade with. Yeah, you do need to protect your capital. You don't want to be stupid with your money. You want to be preserving them. Of course, you can be involved into plays, but don't be going YOLO on day trading. It's much better to go YOLO on the high time frame play, which has like a huge percent probability to play out, but you just have to be patient with it. That's okay. But in terms of day trading, you see a setup, don't go in all in on the setup, because you don't know how much, you don't know what the percentage. Even if you have like a very good setup, but you have like 50-50 chance of playing out, you have 50-50 win rate, it's still toss of a coin. So you want to be okay with that. But yeah, as I showed you the statistics just a minute ago, you saw that for the week I'm up 6R. If you divide this as a percentage, it's up to you how you want to call it, but I do like to divide my accounts per R. So, an example, you enter into a long position. So this is 1 to 1, this is 1 to 2. So yeah, I have booked 6R this week, which is okay with me. Usually I do have target 5R. If I'm above it, I'm okay, and I don't like to push above it. I do have a limit R loss per week, which is about 3. So if I lose more than 3R for the week, I'm done trading for the week. If I win more than 5, I'm not gonna push unless I see a very, very good and clean setup. Most of the weeks I'm up, pretty much 85-90% of the weeks I'm up. So in 10 weeks, I would have one losing week. Is trading all you do? What's your opinion on having cash flow alongside trading? I want to be all in on trading, nothing else. It's interesting for me, no business or anything. My advice to you is you want to have another type of cash flow for sure, so you're not being that pushy. It can be anything. Real estate, you can open up a restaurant, of course, if you have enough money. Buying and reselling things such as maybe cars or anything else, but my advice is have another income outside of trading, so you're not being that pushed to trade, or have that much money that you're secure enough and you don't have to trade. So be thinking about this as well, but also something you have to be okay with. You have to be okay to live without money as well, because even if you're trading, I know this is controversial to speak, but you have to be okay to be living without money. What I mean is, even if you make 10k a month, 15k, 20k, doesn't matter, 5k, who cares? Doesn't matter how much money you make, keep your lifestyle low, don't go too crazy. That's my best advice, don't go crazy, because when I started trading money, man, I started doing stupid things like every single young guy that starts making money. I started, going YOLO parties. I got locked up once because I did like a party in a bus with strip bus, and then in the morning I got locked up. Funny story. I was very young at that time, but stupid as well. My advice is just keep your lifestyle low. Don't go too crazy. Don't think you made it after you first year profitable. Is trading all you do? Yes, that's all I do. My main high income skill. Yes, it is my high income skill. That's my main skill. That's my main income. In terms of skill set, soon I'm gonna get my CMSA certificate. For those that don't know, Capital Markets and Security Analyst certification. I'm studying at the moment. I'm a student, by the way, for those that don't know. I'm studying business management as well at the same time. So I'm trying to combine both. But yeah, that's all I do, man. Sometimes it's funny because I go to my lectures, picking up my laptop, looking at my trade setups, which I've done, and doing my weekly reviews. And next to me, I have someone that's working on like a normal job. What do you do and we start talking about trading? But yeah, I do trading. That's all I do. Of course, I do some side things, but it's some quick business. Not gonna go too much into detail about that. How do you calculate the R with DCA entries? If you DCA, of course. I don't do DCAs. I answer it with one size. It depends on the setup, but I do enter with one size, and I enter at once. I don't DCA unless it's a spot trade. But for this type of setups on spot, I don't really even calculate the R. It's just for day trading. But yeah, I hope I answered your questions, guys. Is there anything else we can speak about this evening, or we can wrap it up? If anyone has a question, shoot in the chat. I'm gonna answer it. How about when and if you compound? Yeah, if I compound, sometimes I do have like compounded trades, and the way I do it, I'll just find quickly an example over here. See this second trade, Monday Bitcoin -2R. So this trade, see -2, it was a compound trade. So I double my risk, but I do have the same stop loss. I just double my risk. If it's like next to my entry, below that, I would just double the risk. So let's say an example, if I'm trading with, an example, round number 1. If I'm trading with 1 Bitcoin, I would just add 1 more, so this makes 2. So yeah, still, that's the way I do it. Even if I compound, I just double the size. But I do have the same invalidation, because I believe if your stop loss gets hit, your idea should be completely invalidated. This means your idea is no longer valid, and you should look to refocus into another trade setup, or wait for lower or high prices to come, because if your idea gets invalidated, this means you were wrong. So yeah, if I get stopped out, really my idea has been wrong, and I should look to reevaluate. It's not gonna be like, oh, I'm stopped out, they just cut my stop, let me enter again. Because I have fallen into this type of traps and they're not very good. So you have to be thinking about that as well. If you're falling into a trap where you're saying, oh, my stop loss got hit, but my idea is still valid. Of course, it totally depends on the trade style you have. But in my personal opinion, I wouldn't re-enter. If I get stopped out, I'm stopped out and I'm out. Hope that answers everyone's questions. Can we get W's in the chat, guys? Let's go for the W's. Let's go for the W's. Thank you everybody for joining tonight. Let's go for the W's. Let's just wrap it up. It's been 1 hour and a bit. Thank you everyone for joining today. I got really thirsty right now. I really want to get some water, get something to eat. Thank you guys. I really appreciate everyone coming here. Very nice. Well, thank you guys. Have a good night. Take care. Show the best. And cheers.